Presumably it has a strong degree of future-proofing in the sense that we seem to be building, what we're thinking about how to use these technologies now is probably quite primitive to how we will think about them in 2 years' time. But essentially, if you've got this foundation in, then you can layer extra layers of data on top of everything. So you build up a richer and richer understanding. Yeah, interesting. Kartik, would you like to say anything about the practicalities of where we can use these technologies? And
absolutely, yeah. From an Intel perspective, we can definitely enable that intelligent edge platform for a building. So we're talking about one platform that can host multiple building applications, and by using that architecture, you're making it much more scalable. So let's say 2 months from now you want to enable a new use case. You have to bring in more applications. It's very easy to drop in those applications onto that single edge platform. Also, it is possible to employ all your hardware and software-based security onto that one edge platform. So previously, building owners, building managers used to employ multiple point solutions. So what we're saying is consolidate all of that, use virtualization technologies. It saves on cost as well. The total cost is reduced because of that. And then reliability is the other important factor. So if you have point solutions with proprietary hardware, and if for some reason the hardware fails, then you have to go back to the vendor to get a replacement, and that may take time. Whereas with this consolidated architecture, what happens is if the underlying hardware fails, you can very quickly transfer those workloads or software workloads onto another edge server. So, I think from that perspective, it can be easily retrofitted into a brownfield environment. And as you said, the scalability is also very important. From a practical point of view, I want to just give you a few examples. So, for example, in the office premises, you can easily fit in digital signages. We're talking about screens. This would, provide you with, safety and wellness messages, employee communications. It could also double up as, service alerts, right? So, you need to evacuate the building. So those signages can be transformed immediately to publish messages, go in this particular direction towards exit or something like that. So there's a variety of new use cases that can be enabled. I also want to touch upon, the kiosk that I brought up initially. You can place it in the lobby, but you can also place it in other places. The most important capability that I think we can enable is wayfinding. As we realize now, the workspace is going to be very, it's going to be configured dynamically based on the requirements of the employer and the employee. So it's going to change as time passes. And for somebody who's coming into the office maybe 1 or 2 days a week, or for even a visitor who's coming into the building, they need to find a meeting room or they need to go and meet somebody, they need to be able to find their way. And I think that capability can be easily integrated. It's just a software that's going to sit on a form factor like a kiosk or a signage.